because spirituality is taken out of everything. And I'm not saying God, it could be Buddha, it could be Rahman, whoever. But there needs to be some kind of spirituality. There needs to family value system. There needs to be rewards. There needs to be incentives. There needs to be things that a young individual would say, you know what? Being in a group home or being in a foster care system is not that bad. You know, they're helping me to get on my feet because maybe mommy couldn't take care of me or daddy couldn't take care of me or something happened. You need a group home that is going to build a foundation that make it youth-centered.
Okay.
Not money-centered, but youth-centered. Because if you get to the heart of the youth and what they're truly going through, then you can know where to work. Because some of these clients and consumers, or to be politically correct, as they call them, consumers now, if you find out the root of what's going on, that's all it is. You gotta get it from the root. It's like a tree. The root goes so deep under the ground that sometimes you can see one big root going so far, like your whole yard could be with that root. And the root spread and it intertwines to other roots. And it's just like these kids. The root of what, it could be rape, it can be mental abuse, it can be physical abuse. The root cause. What is the root cause? Why the society is going to the point where there's no hope? It's like you're in prison without walls. You don't have to be confined in LCP, Northampton prison, or whatever to be a prisoner in your mind. A silent prison is one of the worst prisons. Because I know, unless you talk about it, it's not happening.
Do you think that's going on with a lot of our youth out here?
Oh, yeah.
In the Lehigh Valley?
Oh, yes. A lot of the youth out here in Lehigh Valley, they feel that there's no hope. You know, years ago when I was little, the cops used to be our best friends. Now you don't know whether to run when you see a cop or be happy when you see a cop. My son said something to me years ago. He said, you know, when you call the cop, they can work with you or against you. You call them when you need help, and when someone calls them on you. You're right. You know, so the cops is, a double-edged sword.
Right.
It could work for you or work against you.
Well, I mean, getting back to your youth house now. So what you're going to be trying to do, agape.
Mean abundance of life.
Abundance of life, right? What you're trying to do, you're going to be trying to get to the root of the problem with the youth.
Yes.
Okay, and with that, you're hoping to, I guess, prevent them from getting out into the system fully. Where, as you said, the way our society is, once they get into prison, there's no help. There's nothing that we can do.
No.
You know? I mean, do you think that with that, if there were more, like, what's going to like really differentiate your youth home from the other? Because I know there's tons of youth homes out here.
Yes. The difference will be I've worked in many group homes, so I have seen personally firsthand what is being done.
The good and the bad.
The good and the bad.
Okay.
I have, like I said, I've been in the trenches for years in the group home. So all the group homes that I have worked, I'm making sure I don't do the mistake that they are doing. The stuff that I disagree with as a worker, I'm going to make sure it's not incorporated with my group home. Because, first of all, it's client-centered, youth-centered. It's about them. It's not about, our funder don't want us to do that and we got to do. No, it's about cultivating society, cultivating even if it's one individual, because you have the HIPAA law that's being totally disregarded in a lot of group homes.
Really?
Not all, but a lot of group homes.
So you're saying there's a lot of what?
Yes, HIPAA violation.
Really?
Where you go into an office and you have this client standing there reading that client chart.
Wow.
And yes,
okay.
it's so I'm just looking at my surrounding where I work now to see the violation that they're doing, not to do.
Okay.
You know, and
do you think that by you not doing those violations, that will have a positive effect on your clients?
Because a lot of the clients who want to be sitting there and want the next person to know what you really in that group home for. Oh, so-and-so. Oh, man. So what happened to him? Oh, my goodness. At 5 years old, he was, what? And all of a sudden, and then what happened? The client become hardened to the system again, and they'll be like, you know what? Here I am in a system that the system put me in, and the system failed again.
And that's when it become that hard. You can't reach them, can't touch them, and that's when people start wilding out.
Yeah, because my son was in the group home system. Well, he was in Lloydsville. So, and he would call me, Mom, let me tell you, they're doing this, blah, 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 and I will call him. I said, oh, did you? My son done called me and told me, blah, blah, blah. So my son endured a little bit of it, but they knew I was a mother, that if I got a phone call, you best believe they was under trial by fire.
Right.
You know, I've been there. I used to send them little sayings because I used to send my son sayings, and they would call me and say, Miss Banks, can I use a saying? Like one son, I said, what was one of the sayings? What chastisement won't teach you? What is it? No. What principle won't teach you, chastisement will make crystal clear. And my son used to say, what does that mean? What's that? I said, well, we'll use it in the street term. I'm telling you, don't do that, and you end up in prison.
Exactly.
Well, wisdom won't teach you.
Yeah, you're right.
Chastisement will make crystal clear.
I think my dad used to tell me, hard head make a soft behind.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's very true.
That is so true.
So, I know that you're taking the steps now for your group home, for the youth home. And I'm excited about that because I know, and I can see the excitement, when you talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how long do you think before, it becomes that reality that you're looking at? Yeah.
Well, it is a reality. I've got the license.
Okay.
I've got the 501c3. The only thing I'm waiting on is the civil rights compliance. I have the house.
Okay, great.
I've contacted the children and youth in Harrisburg. So it's reality.
Okay.
It's reality, and nothing is gonna really come overnight. I'm not a genie.
Right.
I'm not a genie.
Yeah.
But it's coming to play, and the more trial by fire that I endure putting it together is the more successful I know it's going to be. Why? Because if someone to say, here's the group home right now and it's open right now, unless I endure hardship getting it, it'll be taken like that from me. Why? Because I did not appreciate getting it because I didn't struggle for it.
Exactly.
So,
you won't appreciate it until you have
struggle
to
is power.
Exactly. Struggle is power.
Yes, it is.
You're right.
Struggle is power.
So what we've talked about so far is like, I know with the group youth home, you said it's going to be totally different from others that you've worked at, so that it can have a positive change, it can actually have an effective change in the young people that come through there. And I know that you said with your son that you're definitely, I would say you're trying to work within the system, but at the same time expose a lot of the things when
corruption.
It comes, the word
corruption.
But you're saying that there really needs to be some sort of, I guess, connection between the mental health and the prison system. Do you think that will ever happen?
They do have a connection which is called SPORE, so I cannot take that away from SPORE. They do have that. However, they just take it. It's just surface. That's all it is. Like I said, my son is in there enduring mental health indifferences because you put a person in the hole all the time. He just sneezes, now they're ready to put him in the hole.
Tell us some more about this hole, because I know you were just mentioning that. What are some of the I know you said you did some studies about that. Let our viewers know exactly. Because we see a lot of movies, Shawshank Redemption. We see